Brett Kimmorley, it could have been a lot worse for the Gold Coast just before half-time.
Yeah, that's right. Michael Gordon was denied a try that he was probably going to score. Michael Innes just touched Matt Schramer and held him out just for a second. It was deemed illegal. Try not awarded, but the Sharks had all the momentum at the end of the first half. The Titans, they were scrambling. They were desperate to get half-time. They get to have a break, a rest, regroup. What can they perform in the second half?
Well, we mentioned in the call, the Gold Coast have never scored more than 20 against the Sharks. So they will need to come up with something here in the second half. The loyal supporters from the Gold Coast are there. It's a fun time out here at Remondis. The big inflatable shark is there. Can the Gold Coast defeat the Sharks on the field? Deflate them? That's the question. Ignatius Parsi was good, and his contribution went on for the Titans. They need a big effort from this bloke.
Yeah, Greg Bird's been dangerous every time he's run the football. Great late feet, good offloader. Some tackle bust. He's the man I'm looking for the Titans to lift. He has to carry him on his back. Titans have got no direction from their halves. They're struggling a bit, but Bird can stand up against his former club.
Tell you what, for a bloke who only played half an hour last week, he's certainly ripped in, hasn't he? Look, 11 runs in the first half. He's just really trying to bring this on. He's good to see a smile too. He's happy with the score.
Yeah, I think he's happy to be playing football again. He's had a horrible 2 years at the Sharks. Hasn't played too many games, injury. Come back last week just for a small taste to get a bit of match fitness. And tonight we're sending him at his best. I don't know how often, Joel, over the last 12, 24 months have the Sharks had their best roster on the field for a period of time. There have been a lot of injuries.
Alrighty. And look, we must point out as well, so they do trail by 8, the Gold Coast, but they do have a slight breeze to their back, as you saw by the relative short kickoff from the Sharks. Matt Schramer. They get it away now to Pettybourne. And Pettybourne to his feet, left-hand side Simpkins. Simpkins gets it away to James. LG's been kept quiet, the debutant so far, so they've kept an eye on him, the Sharkies. Yeah, well, he apologised, didn't he?
Yeah, but laying there looking at me is not good enough. Maybe it's too long, mate.
He basically looked to Gerard Sutton and Luke Lewis saying, look, I can't get out of this. But as Gerard said, it's not good enough.
Next slide. Hold here. Hold Andrew.
So can the Titans then this scoreline of the Sharks, this deficit which they have? Pettybourne again steps to the line and he gets within 12. So Schramer away to Caesar, back inside to Simpkins, and Simpkins got them back in the game last week against the Knights with a nice offload. Schramer, LG back inside to Hoffman. But Hoffman had no support. He's taken quite comfortably by Fafita Andrew and also Paul Gallen. So both Fafita boys out there at the moment. They go right-hand side, it goes to Caesar. And nothing doing there on that occasion to slap perhaps last tackle. Slow play the ball on the last, which gives pressure for LG, puts a little kick through. Gordon, will he play it in? Oh, I'll tell you what, James Roberts, he may have got there. I will back him in.
Looking at the dead ball line, mate.
Well, we thought Holmes had some pace when he was able to score that try, Joel, in about a half a metre, blew Don away. LG puts the kick into the in goal here. It's going dead through Michael Gordon's thoughts. We forgot about James Roberts' pace. Check onside first. Fair go, play on. Now it's a foot race. Who gets there first?
Well, he's very onside. In fact, if he's a little shallower, he scores quite comfortably. Although, if he's any shallower, perhaps Gordon makes the play at it. Here he comes. Oh, that's a big play. And from what we're seeing there, that's a try. This is the one we want to see, though. Watch the knee. That's a try. That is just low-level flying from Roberts. And just like that, they're back in the game.
And it started how the Sharks got their conversion at the start of the game. We'll see green lights. It went penalty from Luke Lewis holding down, and they go down there and score that set.
Smatty.
That's an energy boost. That's a start that the Titans players would have liked and loved. And now, does that deflate Cronulla? Michael Gordon, if you're going to let the ball go over the sideline or dead ball drop, you still got to shield it. You've got to protect it. Too easy there for Roberts, but pace enormous.
Yeah, well, the pressure mounting here. You just can't leave Ramondas 0-4. History says it's almost Tatiana for the season. Aidan Caesar, the left footer, again an easy one for him to reduce the deficit by 2. No problem. Game back on to Ramondas. Sharks 14, the Gold Coast 12, and Andy Raymond. I don't know what was said at half-time, but I'm sure Shane Flanagan, he didn't want that start.
No, exactly the opposite. He spoke defensively about keeping their line. He stressed he was happy with their defence, but concerned on occasion they were breaking the line. He asked them to slow it down and do it as a unit. Neil Henry in the Titans dressing room spoke about midfield muscle. Pretty simple equation. He said run harder, tackle harder. The platform has got to be laid in the middle of the field, and it comes down to energy. Only real injury news is Jason Bakuya suffered a head knock, unlikely to be back at this stage.
So Jason Bakuya unlikely to be back. Now that's a loss for the Sharkers. They're starting to really get a roll on as Miles, the captain, surges towards the 40 at their own end of the field.
Hold. Go through, all right.
Shrama to Bird. Bird has an encounter with Graham, Ennis, and also Latelli. Simpkins has looked sprightly since he's been on. Offload, there it comes. Back to Caesar, now LG. Gallen makes the tackle with David Fifita. Short side it goes. Now this time Caesar's on the left-hand side. He kicks it straight on the chest of Flash Gordon and makes up with it with a good chase. Himself keeping the fullback inside his 10.
Yeah, the chase was making up for a bad kick, but the energy now the Titans have got. We saw when the Sharks were able to score in the first half, they just ran harder. They made more metres. There's a spring in the step for the Titans on the back of that try.
Let's go, Jack. Lock in, Matt. Hold right. Go through.
Gordon.
Move right. Again, Jack, straight away. Go for.
Andrew Fifita. Runs into Pettibon. The kick comes straight on the chest again, so these kickers need to find the surface as straight away the field position goes the way of the Titans, just 12 short of the halfway line as Mead gallops towards that halfway line. 6 short, loses the back play on. Shrama in the clear, no support, easy pickings for Gordon. Well, they've got to keep an eye on this, don't they? The Gold Coast Titans. There's a player back in back play. The trainer signalled it was a head clash.
One, Kevin. Luke Lewis. Yeah, we haven't gone past the first play of the ball.
David Mead is the player. Whack. Paul Gallen.
No.
Well, he's ironed out a couple with that melon of his, Paul Gallen. His own player, Wade Graham, left the field in the first half, and now David Mead
It's cleared, mate. There's nothing there.
finds
Tackle
himself.
One. He's dropped the ball. Call was backwards, Paul. Tackle one here. Matt, come through.
All right, says Mead.
Just wait for Jerry Hill to at a stoppage, which is fair enough, but that's been cleared, mate. It's tackle one. Yeah, it's been cleared. Hold. Go.
Surely he needs to be checked out after that, doesn't he, Mead? Like, he says he's okay, but what player's not going to say that?
Go two.
We need those independent doctors, Joel. We need them, we're calling for them.
Yeah, well, that's a chat for another day. 30 metres out the Sharks.
Ryan James. Michael. Here's Ted.
Quick tap.
Yep.
Paul Gallen. 16 metres out, Cronulla Sharks.
Hold. Go one.
Ennis, he likes to dummy the other side, go the other. He does that now to Robson. Robson links up with Graham. Graham palms away from one. But Caesar clings on desperately. Bird brings him to the turf. Well, that whistle, it sounded like a...
Wait.
He started with a knock-on, and then it transformed into a penalty.
Well, I thought the other ref did call knock-on.
Here we go, though. David Fifita, the Sharkies fans getting behind them. They've not seen a win here for almost 12 months. They'll need to will them home. Ennis to the line. Good defence, one-on-one with Simpkins. Gallen conjuring up something on the right-hand side. They go to Paul. He heads to the line, palms away from Pettybourne, but he sticks on the tackle made by Caesar. Ennis, short side, Fifita, couldn't get the offload away. Ennis deep, bit of a speculator to Graham now. Robson, Jeff Robson puts the early kick through. Holmes, Valentine Holmes, he gets a double. The kick from Robson was perfection. Clever play from the halfback.
Great kick from Robson. Outstanding vision. There is nothing on here for the Cronulla Sharks. Robson makes the play. This is the raking of the ball. Greg Bird blowing up, said it's dropped, not raked. 6th penalty given. Robson sums up the play. The play was put on, I think, by Holmes. Pushing forward, putting his hand up, saying, kick it, they're short, and again, Joel, pace. Pace on the edge to get you there so quick. Good play. Holmes, I want him to touch the football more. I want him to be around the football. It's exciting when he gets near it.
You know what, I personally believe, for what it's worth, I think I'd love to see the Sharkies do what the Titans are doing. Give this kid a bit of time at the back. Gordon's as good a winger as anyone, but we saw that replay. They have been going to the try line of the Titans, and they've been grubber. Grubber. The opportunity, Don came up the winger, and his eyes were dinner plates, weren't they, Robson? He thought, not this time. This is going straight on the chest of Valentine Holmes. Execution was perfect, and now the Sharks a chance to go beyond the converted try again by way of the boot of Michael Gordon. A tester about a metre in from the chalk. Not his favoured side for the right footer. You hear the thud and you won't hear the crowd cheer. It goes off to the left-hand side. 18-12. Holmes a double. What do you think about that, Noddy, giving him some time at the back?
Well, I'm going to throw a little query at you. Ben Barber. Ben Barber will stop him playing fullback. I saw enough of Valentine Holmes at the end of last year to say there's a presence about him. There's something special about him. Tonight backs that up with 2 great tries.
I'll tell you what he could do, though, whilst he's parked on the wing. He could get a few tapes of Nathan Blacklock and just, if he's not going to play fullback, get himself in field, look for the offload off the likes of Fifita, the likes of Hyington, and get himself into the game, because he's a talent, serious talent, no doubt. David Fifita improving with every game. He gets within 12 of the halfway line. Sharks back in control. Ennis to Gallen. Gallen just courageously once again just pounds it forward for the Sharks. The offload was backwards. Ennis back inside to Andrew Fifita. They've stepped it up a gear in the offloads here. Andrew back to David. 35 metres out. So they're not going to put this lead to bed, that's for sure. Ennis back inside to Andrew Fifita. They went high on him and they got the job done eventually. Miles made the tackle with Bird. Last tackle. Zillman's at the back. Robson goes to the line. He sends it to the sky again. Don's been peppered. Anthony Don, but Holmes again comes down with it. Beale puts the kick through. And diving on it desperately was William Zillman for the Titans. They're hanging on.
They're hanging on. We've seen what happens when you score a try. The massive lift it gets for energy. Titans scored. They had the running. Sharks scored. They made up the intensity. What about Valentine Holmes again, Joel? The catch on the bomb, under pressure, and then the flick.
It's a nice conundrum for them to have. Shane Flanagan would love the same conundrum with the number 6 jersey. They've got plenty of fullbacks. Gerard Beale, don't forget, can play fullback, so that's not a problem for him. Jack Bird can play fullback. This was very important for Gold Coast. Just a bit of a let-off. Caesar looking for composure from his side.
Line and hold, Luke.
So they're almost rehearsing too, these youngsters, and Caesar and LG, as to A, who stays with the club when DCE arrives next year and who plays alongside him. LG. Simpkins to the line, beyond the halfway line, Srama. So we haven't seen Falloon for a while. That was a set piece, but it was overrun by Zillman as Roberts almost cut through, dangerous at all times. We play the ball. Short side, Bird. He's got support. Gets it to Mead, but Fecky had no option to go for Mead, who flicked it in. And Graham rescues the ball for the Sharks.
Yeah, there's a bit of panic out there from the Titans. 6 points behind. There's 27 minutes to go. There's an enormous amount of time, but a bit of panic crept in. Forced pass. Greg Bird, though. Greg Bird was the man that created the little spark.
So the Sharks to the open side through Gallen. Oh, that was good defence, wasn't it, from Simpkins? Assisted by Miles. Miles gets up with a laugh, so Andy Raymond did mention this is world-class sledging going on here at Ramondis as Lewis nabbed by Miles. Goes back to go forward is Ennis and Anthony Don, so they've made it clear Don's the man they're going to now, not Mead. And Don gets beyond his 20. Mead again. LG to James. Srama. Had the support of Ignatius Parsi, but wouldn't give it. Miles runs to Ennis. He thought about no other player than Mick Ennis there, so perhaps they're having a verbal joust as well. Caesar got some attention from Ennis. They've kicked it to Fecky. Fecky takes it beautifully and proceeds towards the 20. Claims for a high tackle from the faithful of Cronulla, but it wouldn't come. Holmes, infield. Great attention from James, roughed him up. Paul Gallen, he's just, every time they get the ball with their set, he's putting his hand up, putting the helmet on, rolling the sleeves up. But on this occasion, picks up a few metres, Andrew Fafita, 12 metres short of the halfway line. Ennis to David Fafita. Dummy. Tackle came from Miles. Finished off by Srama, just short of the halfway line. Last tackle, says Jared Sutton. Wade Graham. Once again, straight down the guzzle of a Titans player in Mead. A speedy Mead. Oh, he bumped away from Ennis. Couldn't do so with Graham.
It's an arm wrestle now, Joel. End to end, set to set. Who's going to make a mistake? The Titans currently on top a little bit. Got the better field position, restricting the metres from the Sharks.
What we've seen in attack, Noddy, it's a non-negotiable. Titans have got to score next. They must score next to be any chance of winning this. You'd have to think as Roberts. Just imagine the heart rate of James Roberts. Latelli doing a good job, though. Bird, Douglas, out the back, Caesar. Aiden Caesar takes the tackle, Gallen makes that. 38 metres out now on the last tackle. Do they go to the sky again? Short side LG. The left footer hooks it up, not deep though, so Gordon's got to come in. There's a number of Titans players there, but this time takes the ball down, the fullback. You get a mixed game.
That's a good take there from Gordon. He has dropped one bomb under pressure. Shorter kick for the Titans allows pressure on the catch. Gordon up to it.
So now it's the Sharkies who are in a bit of a bunch.
One-on-one's okay, but it's a knock-on.
I think he's saying here that there was a strip involved, but the Sharks will have the scrum feed. So again, this is what they need, Noddy. There's a little bit of a break towards the scrum.
Yeah, both sides look like they need a rest. They're out on their feet, very nervous. Shane Flanagan on the sideline. The last two seasons, the Sharks have only won 2 of the last 6. when leading at half-time. Might be a bit of nerves on the sideline from the coach.
I think so. I do think so, because you just imagine being that coach in that press conference after this game. The pressure mounting. And it doesn't get any easier either, mind you. Next week, the Sharks have the Roosters. The Gold Coast have the Broncos. So must win here at Remondis. Quick play the ball. Ennis picks it up. Guess who? Gallen marches forward. David Fifita goes from the left to the right. It has the carry, but loses it. Straight away, they counter it through Caesar. Look for the offload, but I think he made the right call there to hold it, because they could ill afford to give it away, and giving away field possession.
Yes.
That's when the Titans look their best. Unstructured football, broken field football. All of a sudden, Caesar pops alive. James Roberts gets in the picture. You see Beau Falloon coming on now to get some energy.
So here they go. Bird. You mentioned he's the man who can do it for the Gold Coast Titans. The 31-year-old to his feet, left-hand side, Roberts. He's danger in field as well against the big fellows. And they had the numbers, but the pass wouldn't come. Tupu finishes him off. 8 metres out for Loon. The fresh legs of Falloon. Pirouettes out of one tackle. Making a double is Tupu with Ennis. This is a dangerous period of the game of the Sharks right now. LG. Oh, the pass was behind Luke Douglas. He needs to take his medicine now. He won't pass it. He'll make the tackle and they'll start again. Fourth tackle. Heavily disrupting the set. That pass to the line goes mild to Parsi. Ignatius Parsi plants the ball next to the sticks. We've got a game on our hands. Well, what a decision to bring Ignatius Parsi into the side. He wasn't named in the 17. And then the captain, Nate Miles. He said to the youngster, come with me, Ignatius. And the work was not finished off. It was an effort from Tupu, who had already made 2 tackles. He was tired. Ignatius Parsi scores the try, an important one.
Oh, pressure had mounted. They'd got a penalty. They'd got repeated sets. Nate Miles, wonderful ball playing. That's a halfback. Take it all the way to the line. Carry, pass, selective. That's the best execution of a play the Titans have done tonight. And then Parsi hits a hole, aggressive and powerful enough to get 2 metres over.
Ignatius Parsi scores the try. 18 points to 16. Caesar to level it up. One team is on the board after this. One team tail between their legs. And will lead to week 5 without a win. Aidan Caesar goes through the regular routine, gives it the same respect as he would from the sideline. It is 18 all as we approach the hour mark of the game. But that play, Noddy, both these teams have got pretty impressive hard-running back rowers. The Titans have got James and Taylor, and we saw with Parsi with the Bird. And for the Sharks, you've got Makuyu and Tupu, and the list goes on. We don't see that little 1 metre pass enough from them. It's so effective for them.
And the key to that, Joel, is it's going direct. It's going straight. It gets rid of the second man plays, the plays that go towards the sideline. That there isolates the defender. Big guy on a man standing still. You make that man to win the contest. 20 to go.
Yeah, and for those at home who have played any kind of rugby league, you'll know that it's easy to make a tackle on the outside. Those hard running lines, you go to an inside shoulder, very hard to defuse, and this bloke's grown a league, hasn't he? Parsi. Ignatius Parsi within 8 of the halfway line again, 18 all. Braithen Assa tipped golden point. Perhaps it comes tonight, we'll see. Bird. Powerful run from Greg Bird. 3 players were there. Latelli, Fecking and Graham eventually stopped him. Caesar to LG. Now to Douglas. Back inside to Falloon. Falloon heads back to his left, but crowded by Tupu. To the left-hand side, LG sends a bullet across to Hoffman, who came under attention from Bird, but it eventually heads in the hands of Michael Gordon.
You got blokes in front, mate.
Now, why did they not put the bomb up, Joel? At what stage did they think they had to try and score and panic and hit Hoffman in a very pressured situation? They were in front of the kicker. It ricochets. There's a penalty. Elgey just kicked the ball in the air, bomb it up. Great defence from Bird, but under pressure, Hoffman.
Can I ask you this, Noddy? And I've got no authority to make this comment, but if there's nothing doing as last tackle, you're 30 out, 25 out right in front, is there anything wrong with taking the 1 point and taking the lead? Is there anything wrong with doing that?
Well, I think these two sides know, Joel, because I think they're both nervous football sides at the moment. Any lead at this time of the clock would be a good lead.
So the Sharks immediately get it up the other end, and Fifita bashes into the Titans. Ennis away to Robson, playing direct this time, and good defence from Caesar. Roberts as well. And most importantly for them, it's a slow play the ball. Gives him time to reset. Robson. Again, he's looking for Valentine. Holmes testing out. Don this time. Ticks it off. It's a good take from Anthony Don. You get the sense there's more coming, though.
Oh, there's going to be some great crossfield kicks and targets, but great catch from Don, and the ability to stay in was the special part. It's right on the sideline. That would have been another scrum to the Sharks. Pressure mounted, but got down extremely quick. Now the Titans have got to get the football out of their end and put the pressure back on Cronulla.
Well, they're staring down the barrel of a tough couple of minutes here, Titans, but this is a great defensive set for Cronulla. They're still well in the 20. They're beyond it now through the hard-running Douglas, but you would imagine that Gordon catches it 30 metres or thereabouts from his own goal line. They'll go straight back on the attack, the Sharks. Here comes the kick. It's under pressure, and there's the catch from Gordon. So he'll gallop towards the 40. Doesn't look to pass. He takes the metres and offer, and the field position certainly in the way of the Sharks.
Yeah, swinging back in favour of the Sharks, catching near the halfway, starting their sets now in what you call good ball position.
Oh! If you lift a player beyond the horizontal...
Michael, walk away, we have it. Wade,
Andrew.
back you go.
Wade.
Back you go.
We got it, boys, we got it.
Time off.
We got it over there, thanks, mate.
You're on report, lifting. Nate, that's...
He went to Miguel way, and that puck pulls him back in. That's what starts it.
I'll speak to them, mate. What starts it is the tackle.
I'll go, Joe.
Michael, you know the story. Time on that from you, Matty.
So he's in trouble there, Beau Falloon, because the code suggests
Thanks, mate.
if you take a player above the horizontal and you don't make any effort in trying to arrest the tackle, or you don't arrest the tackle, that was the case for Falloon. So I think he's going to be in a bit of strife for that, Beau Falloon.
I think his team's in bigger strife now because the Sharks on set plays, a bit of a rest. They should be able to execute something to perfection.
Alrighty. So, Ennis to Robson. And I reckon Anthony Don's thinking that at the end of this set, he better warm the palms up again. And you know what they've done? They have put Holmes to fullback. So Gordon's on the wing here, Holmes is at fullback. Let's see how that goes. Andrew Fifita, 12 out. They are short big time on the left-hand side, but the problem for the Sharks, they all want to be on the right-hand side, and now the Sharks must take the two, Brett Kimmorley.
Wow. You'd have to take the two. You'd have to take the lead with 15 to go. But are you sure Fifita did not lose that football? Did not try and force that football out?
Here we go.
Have a look at the carry. He's fighting to offload.
He holds on. Oh. Well, you may hear about this in Super Saturday full time. After the Dragons Manly clash, which you'll see coming to you live on Fox Sports from Wynn Stadium, you can join Shervo, Lara, Braith and Gaz to sum up the wash-up of Super Saturday. How telling will that play be? And now Gordon to take the Sharks back in the front. That's the case. To the sideline, Andy Raymond.
Joel, confidence is an amazing thing, but so too is self-doubt, but not in the positive. This game, because of the pressure both sides are under and the desperation they're playing with, both outfits started with a whole lot of talk, a whole lot of communication. Over the last 65 minutes, what's being said on the field has slowly but surely got quieter and quieter and quieter. There's virtually no talk at the moment. I wonder how much self-doubt is starting to creep in.
Oh, it's a mind game now, Andy. That's what it is. You look at the champions. And I actually asked Brian Lara, who's done some work with Fox Sports recently, about the mind game, and he said he came through when Carl Hooper was just a superstar, equally as good as him, but he felt he had him in the mind department. Well, this is what it comes to now. It's all in the mind as Tupu crashes towards the Gold Coast Titans. When points are scored, you've been saying, Brett Kamala, the energy goes up. It's now in favour of the Sharks beyond the halfway line.
Yeah, that's right. Cronulla have got all the field position now, momentum, running harder. Titans through a bit of fear and standing still instead of moving up.
Ennis, he'll have all the time in the world here, Robson, because it was a slow play the ball in the last. They look to run it. Fecky puts a little kick through, but then a dive on it, and he had to. It was a great dive from Greg Bird, and the Titans now have it inside, and now beyond their 10 through Mead. 20 points to 18. The leaders change a number of times. Taylor can't free the arm. Pressure is eaten by some, they get eaten by others. Who stands up to the plate? What's going through the head of Kane Elgey, the debutant? Jack Bird, the debutant. Not a bad set for the Titans. Beau Falloon. Innocuous kick, not played at. It goes back from Bird. Surveys his options, put the kick in, looks for touch, and really, it was a horrible finish. I don't know why Falloon tried to kick it from there, but they get a result that's not too bad.
No, it was a good set of 6 from the Titans. Horrible to tackle 5, Beau Falloon. Greg Bird, just smart, calm, composed. Knew if he bombed here, it would be probably a bad end. Just put it out, Joel, relax. I don't know what he's thinking here. I have no idea what he's thinking here. I'll kick it into Paul Gallen and see what happens.
I'll tell you what, people look at the clock and you go, 12 minutes to go, not long to go. For these blokes, rest assured, it feels like an eternity. For everyone at home, if you ever jump on a treadmill, crank it up as hard as you can and run for 12 minutes, and you'll know how long it is for these players. They've got to remain composed. They've got to get through their sets. And at this point of the game, just possession is key. As we see Tupu for the Sharks. Head towards Elgey. The legs are pumping, but James is there, and now he loses it.
That's not what you needed. You are leading. It should be, let's get 7 from 7 completed. We don't need to score to win, Cronulla.
Whoa. They can't put the cue in the rack either, because here goes Anthony Don. They are 22 metres out now. Push back to 24. Falloon marching the orders left to right. Spiral, it goes to Caesar. Crashed upon by Fafita. And Andrew makes that tackle. Gets a back slap from Wade Graham. We need more of those. They go to the line, says Graham. Parsi, the try scorer. Greeted, though, by Ennis and Gallen. Fafita was there as well. 10 metres out for Loon. Douglas, wrap around for Loon. Now Elgey raced upon by Beale, but gets the pass eventually. Parsi skips away and taken by Andrew Fafita down below Ennis with Graham. So just imagine the heart rates on the try line of the Sharkies here. Left-hand side, maybe they're Caesar on the line. Caesar puts the kick through, but the former fullback in Beale could read it. It saves it for Cronulla.
Yeah, good defensive set from the Sharks.
Oh, that's a big run.
Bird, good run.
That changes their set. He picks up about 10 metres there and Holmes, but the run from Bird can make you 50 due to runs like that through Holmes.
Oh, pressure now relief from the Sharks. And there's an extra leg up.
That's it.
The first two runs, Joel, were enormous. Bird and Holmes. Beale on the try line was sensational. The dive on the loose ball, the grubber. And then 2 really powerful carries. Great tackles, quick play the balls. Titans were gone. They had to concede a penalty.
Right, Michael.
We saw a try scored by the Gold Coast Titans in similar circumstances where it was an effort from Bird on that occasion. Quick play the ball under pressure, gives a penalty away. Holmes does the same, but it was all Jack Bird. Here he goes again, the youngster. Beautiful carry again, picks up 14 metres. So the Sharks, can they put it to bed? 9.5 remain Hyington in game 250. Back slam by the Titans aggressive. Douglas and Taylor. Ennis, Jeff Robson. Robson back inside, Wade Graham, 30 out now. Third tackle, left-hand side, sliding across Pryor back on the field, and this defence is sturdy. The offload comes Ennis. Now away to Gallen. Gallen goes back to his left, and the arm wrapped up, though, by Ignatius Parsi, 15. Good play the ball. Ennis glides across, back inside to Tupu, and Tupu can't get there. Desperate defence from James and Douglas. Can they hang on? Left-hand side of the ball, and it goes to Robson. The kick was played at. Did he need to play it so aggressively? William Zillman, and now another penalty. Now the problem here, if you take the 2, Brett Kamali, you put the ball at the other end of the field.
I'd take the 2.
But if you march on, score, and convert a try, that's game, set, match.
Yeah, but if you don't score, Joel, that's all your eggs in one basket. The Titans survive, then they're only 2 points behind.
But you do chew up the clock, and the ball stays at this end of the field.
They'll take the 2. What was William Zillman doing, sprinting 100 miles an hour to pick this up? Bird's got it covered. Zillman trying to pick up a ball at his feet, flying. That's where the error come from. It is a penalty for offside, but if he could have that again, I think he just allows Bird to pick it up.
I think we disagree, Noddy, and we'll see what happens, but I just think if you think glass half full mentality, let's score a try, you say to the boys. Cronulla, let's do it, let's score a try, kick it over, and we've got our first win of the year. You kick the goal here, you're not guaranteed to win.
Okay, what if you don't score a try in that set of 6?
The ball remains at that end of the field. We'll see. We will see, and that's what rugby league is. It's opinion. People at home will be in your camp, they'll be in my camp. But at the end of the day, they're in the box seat here, the Sharks. He converts 22 points to 18. Andy Raymond.
I've been looking at young Jack Bird on debut tonight, thinking physically, who does he remind me of? A smaller version, physically, of Josh Dugan. It's a very similar body shape. He's got a lot of filling out to do, just under 90 kilos at the moment. Weren't they the days? Just under 90 kilos.
Yes, they were the days, Andy. Don't worry about that. They were the days.
So completion rate would be Shane Flanagan's message. Don't try and force an offload, Joel. Don't stop playing football.
Short kick off. And, oh, he had the grasp of it, Don, but loses it. So they rolled the dice, and the Sharks have possession 32 out.
And that's what you're starting to do to the Titans. Catch-up mentality, overplaying mentality, force pass mentality. Cronulla's to lose at the moment.
They have it now. The Sharkies through Hyington. It is theirs to lose. Can they go on with it through Lewis? So Shane Flanagan, he's got a heap of experience out there. Fafita boys are on the bench, and I'm thinking that he'll want Andrew out there as soon as possible. They go to the right-hand side, the Sharks, by 4. It goes away down to Tupu. Tupu wasn't interested in the right-hand side, and he had Gordon in pursuit on the inside, but couldn't free it. Last tackle. What sort of kick did they come up with here? Robson to the short side of the line, rubbering kick behind Don, and Zillman can stay in, but it's a beautiful kick.
Great set of 6 from the Sharks. Powerful set of 6. Put the ball into the corner for the Titans. Now they're under pressure. Line speed from the Sharks. Now they have to risk shifting the Titans early.
So 5 minutes remain. And you speak of energy, we're not seeing that right now with the Titans. Cut out ball, this kid's got some speed. And Roberts gets away from one, but eventually they cling on. Wade Graham with Lewis. Good line speed from the Cronulla. This is deep into the game. Inside the 40, Holmes has got to get onto it. Favourable bounce though, and he's got plenty of real estate in front of him though. He takes to the line. Holmes goes straight through them. Beyond the 40, Valentine gets to the fullback, Zillman, who makes the tackle.
Special kid, really special kid.
Now it goes to Hyington. Flops it out the back to Ennis, to Graham. Oh, there goes Roberts! Good night, and Roberts races away. And Roberts takes it to 22 all, and Aidan Caesar has a kick that will probably win the match for the Titans.
I don't know why the Sharks are thinking they need to score. You don't need to score, Cronulla. And the man you don't want to hit with an intercept is the fastest man on the field. James Roberts.
Last 5 minutes, Kevin.
Catches it out of the air. Aidan Caesar.
Well, James Roberts has scored 2 tries this afternoon into this evening that have both been errors by the Sharks. The first try, Gordon's got to hit it dead. They don't score. That one then, Wade Graham holds the ball, and they're on their way to victory, the Sharks. 2 crucial, critical errors to the Sharks may see the Gold Coast get their first win of the season.
Yeah, Aidan Caesar. Great ball striker, Joel. You said that early. Pressure kick.
They look easy from here, but rest assured, just the pressure, everything changes, but can he do it? Can he do it? The grey clouds are there, but are they sunny skies on the way for the Gold Coast? 24 points to 22, the Titans in the lead.
Yeah, the time off now, the last 5 minutes. Now the Titans have got the lead, Joel. They do not need to score. Cronulla forced to play catch-up. Short kick-off possibly coming. Can they catch it?
They will go short, and I don't know why teams don't do it more. The success rate is high. Will they get it back? Holmes sends it to the sky. Can the Titans defuse it? They send it back. They do. I don't know why teams don't do this more. The Sharkies have it 28 metres out from the goal line. Becky, oh, the pass. Cleaned up by Hyington. And Bird, he went for the one-on-one steal. It came away. Ennis has possession. So slow play the ball, you wouldn't want this run, but Gallen happy to do so.
Are we thinking about Braithen? That's the golden point leader of milk.
He's got it next to him.
1 penalty for the Titans.
He may, that was Choose Your Poison the segment earlier in the match preview. He loses it. He loses the ball, and Zillman gets towards the 40.
Fafita lost ball in the carry. Unsure whether he was trying to pass. Come out, Titans survive that one. Here it is.
They go to the left-hand side. Taylor, Red Kamali, a half-back in this situation. How do they finish the set-off with a kick? Where do they kick?
They just put the ball into the corner. Put the ball 1 metre out. You can even run it on the last, Joel, and get tackled in the corner. Don't kick it dead. Don't have a frantic start.
Righto, here goes Falloon inside the 30. Now what it does, it takes him out of play from dummy half. Filling the void is LG. Tackle 4. It goes to Caesar. Caesar back inside to Douglas. 20 out now, 19. So let's see how they finish it off. I think Caesar's got to take ownership here, but it goes to the youngster and LG back inside. They do run it back. It goes to Zillman. I just felt under those circumstances, Brett Kamali, the senior player, and Caesar had to take it. Now they lose at the Sharks.
No advantage. So it's still Titans knock on. Wow. Is that not advantage played? It was a horrible play from the Titans. Bad pass.
He's showing the way. Time off, Jerry. Time off.
Bad pass back to Zillman.
Do you think there that your team hasn't won? You're none from 3. I think Caesar had to take control.
They still didn't need to score the try. They just had to grub it to the edge job. Take the tackle. They give the Sharks a chance.
24 plays 22. Smack bang on a minute to go. Hyington collected by James. They've got 60 metres to travel now. Gallen links up with Robson, finds Bird, and Bird flicks it out to Holmes, who's dangerously close to the sideline. Oh, and it's dived upon by Douglas.
Big tackle. They had Holmes being dragged over the sideline. Big tackle from LG, the little half, throws it in, and Douglas, the former Shark, dives on that ball.
Pettyborn smashed by Andrew Fafita. 20 seconds remain, Titans by 2. Don taken down. 2 tackles to play. Falloon to Taylor. Taylor stopped 22 metres out. Last tackle. Falloon. He's a dummy half. He'll try and kick it to the sideline. LG surely. They do that. Well, the Gold Coast Titans from nowhere, they were in control of the Sharks. But the Gold Coast 24, in dramatic circumstances, have defeated the Cronulla Sharks 22.
What about dramatic end? Cronulla game home, getting out of the rut, intercept pass to James Roberts, confidence shattered, 4-0 start. Congratulations, Gold Coast.
They were gone, but they held in there, and opportunistic, instinctive. It was just Roberts racing away. And Andy's down on the touchline now.
With a very happy Gold Coast skipper, Nate Miles. It's been a nightmare month. Your side, your club has been under pressure. You needed that.
Yeah, look, we've been kicked from pillar to post at the moment, but the effort's always there, and I've always said that with our boys. A bit of a finishing off, you know, with our class acts, and yeah, we get the win tonight, which is much needed for us.
You're able to combine effort with execution tonight. 76 minutes in, you're trailing. There is no one else you want to see with the ball than James Roberts.
He's a special human, mate, and to be honest, it's probably one of his quieter games, and for him to do that at the end, that you know, hopefully he can keep building off it because he's a good boy.
Also a good boy, Kane Elgey. We probably didn't see a whole lot of him tonight, but only a young guy. He did what he had to.
Yeah, look, he's a fantastic talent, and his efforts over the last couple of years at the Titans have been, you know, it's been noticed, and for him to get a shot tonight. Now, like I said, we probably didn't do enough for him tonight, but you know, you'll see a lot more of him, hopefully.
Is this the type of victory that you guys can use as a springboard to say we're here and 2015's not over?
Yeah, look, mate, we can play the poor me card as long as we want. You know, our effort's always there. It's execution that lets us down, and tonight it was probably the same again. Cheers, Louis. But you know, we need that. We need a bit of luck. A couple of calls tonight definitely could have gone either way. So for us to get the win, it's fantastic.
Well done, big fella.
I think I said fantastic 4 times.
It could be a record, but you're winning, so who cares?
Cheers, boss.
Fantastic interview.
Oh, fantastic. You're absolutely right, and they'll be feeling that way. You can say it as many times as you like when you win in those circumstances, Brett Kimmorley.
It was an amazing game of football, and both sides were out of form, out of sorts, and just getting more nervous to find a victory. It wasn't the prettiest game, Joel. It was a good grinding game.
Yeah, we'll take a break now. There it goes. The Gold Coast 24, Cronulla 22. Game 2 of Wild Turkey Bourbon Super Saturday continues after the break.